We back, the Brothers from Inglewood podcast, coming to you once again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We appreciate everything. This social media platform has been really fun to watch and equally exciting to be on. And so, before I introduce the topic for the day, I just want to throw it to Charlie Mack and holler at you.
Hey, how you guys doing out there? Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's a slow burn right now. We creeping along like snails, but it's coming. This is a real cathartic thing that me and my brother is doing. So we really enjoy doing it. So if you guys like it, make sure you share it and make comments if you want to. That way, we can elaborate on some stuff that you guys may be thinking or whatever. We don't have a problem with that. So just get ready for a good show today, guys. Put your seatbelts on, strap them on tight. We're getting ready to get speed.
Well said, bro. Well said. Again, great to be back in the studio with you chopping it up.
And I didn't mean to cut you off. And just for the record, we don't own the rights to this music.
Yeah, no doubt. Can't afford them kind of.
Oh, no.
Those kind of conversations.
No. We don't need the Gap Band knocking on our door, separate mine from yours.
No question.
No, wasn't the Gap Band. It's cool in the game.
Cool in the game.
Yeah.
Because Charlie Wilson, man. Woo.
Yeah.
The interesting thing today is something that we all can relate to. And the topic today is how do we feel, or how do you feel about the use of the N-word? And the N-word is the term nigga that most people feel comfortable and it's an easy expression,
right,
for a lot of people,
right.
And so we want to talk about that, and phrase it in that question of how do you feel about people or the use of the N-word?
Okay. You gonna let me get a crack at it first?
Yeah.
For me, and this is only me personally. Some people may disagree, and some people may. Everybody has their own opinion and what their threshold of tolerance of the word is.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I love the word.
Okay.
And I'm gonna explain why. I love it because when it's used the right way, or if it's used by one of us in a manner of, we know what the word means when it comes from someone else's lips who's not black.
Okay.
We know that word was one of the worst words ever even invented.
Yeah.
To call us out of our name.
Yeah.
And to denigrate us and all
Yeah.
the things like that. But for me, when I use the word, I don't use it in a negative connotation. If I tell somebody, for example, let me give you an example. Somebody running into me like, hey man, have you seen Larry, man? Oh man, that's my nigga, man. I love that dude. That's my guy. When I use the word, it's coming from a endearment.
Term of endearment.
It's not coming from a negative place. It's coming from a positive place for me. If someone tells me, C-Mac, that's my nigga. I love. If somebody says that to me, I know that they really, really care about me.
Yeah.
When I hear it like that. But on the flip side, when I'm hearing it from someone who's white, or someone who's Asian, or someone who's what, see, they don't understand the history of the word.
Yeah.
We know the history of it.
Yeah.
They're just using it because they hear us using it.
It's hip to them.
It's hip to them. And a lot of the hip-hop artists from probably the past 15 years, the last 10 years or whatever,
okay.
and that's really kind of made it popular for them to use it. Because you got to understand, when we was in high school, nobody used that word that wasn't black. If they used that word towards
us,
they got that ass whooped.
Yeah, they didn't use it towards us.
Right. Now, I've been in the car driving people, Latinos, and I'm hearing them in the back using the word. I'm thinking,
right.
really, dude?
Yeah.
You know, so when white people or Mexicans or Asians say, well, you guys use it, yeah, but we know how to use it and we know what we're using it for.
I almost put somebody on my Uber, man. Yeah, they was tonguing too. Chicks.
Seriously?
It was good looking chicks too.
So, okay, so...
I said, hey.
Yeah. Well, I've had to do that too.
Y'all gonna have to get another Uber.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm black. This word was designed to
diminish,
degrade
yeah,
my people,
yeah,
me and my people. So, and I'm sure in other races, like if you walked around calling a Caucasian person
cracker, a redneck, but we don't
really cracker.
But the thing about it is we don't use. We know what words to use and what words not to. We don't go around calling Latinas wetbacks or what. We don't have to use their jargon. Everybody wants to use our jargon.
But that's not. But see, that's not really our jargon. That was given to us through slavery, and we reluctantly did the research at the time, and then over the years it became like cool. Oh, what's up, my nig? Oh, what's up, my, you know? And it's like how we deliver it makes it cool. It makes it slick
to each other.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, me personally, and I don't want to.
No, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have differences of opinions, and you know we have the
I'm just saying, I looked at it always in a derogatory sense. Even when I never had a problem with profanity. That was never my vice.
Right.
I mean, people that know me, they know I don't use profanity.
Right.
And it, a lot of people would think, well, you're not supposed to. You're a religious guy.
But you never really used it anyway.
Yeah, that wasn't my thing.
That wasn't your thing.
That was just never my thing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, realizing that some of what our ancestors went through, and then to use it loosely. But you're right. I understand some people can make the term so endearing that where you feel the closeness, the connection. And I get that. Because if that does happen, there's only certain people can say that to me.
Yeah, right. And what I'm saying, and you're right, but what I'm saying is that I don't use that word around somebody who's not black. Right. You're not gonna hear me slip up and say nigga or whatever around white people or Latino because I don't want them to get comfortable thinking that they can use it back to me. When I use the word, I use it to my brothers and people I love. I'm like, this is my nigga, bro. That's me. For example, when Denzel called Ethan Hawke in the movie Training Day, when he said something, he's like, oh, my nigga. He did it because it's endearment. He was like, my nigga.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is, dude, I love the word. I ain't gonna lie, dude, I love it. Now I don't love it when I'm hearing it coming from a negative person who's using it in a negative light. Of course not.
Right.
But I know. See, you have to understand. People have to understand that word is never gonna leave.
But
people want it to leave.
But it ain't
gonna leave.
You know they'll tear your head off in the pen using that word. Oh yeah.
Will they really?
Oh, that's the code, partner. Nobody uses that phrase without a war popping off.
Wow.
And they don't use it to each other. No, they don't, because this is what the strong emphasis is. We've come out of slavery. This has been an ancestral, situation to where it was derogatory, right?
Right.
And then we rise up from that, and we turn it into a casual term of endearment,
right,
that we haven't properly protected anyway.
But we didn't start it though. In terms of
the
way the N word, man, the way that word got taken out of control, it was by these youngsters. Think about it, dude. Think about when we grew up in the 80s. We didn't hear nobody using that word, but us.
No, yeah.
We didn't hear Latinas and
others
using that word.
No.
It's these millennials, what we talked about. Okay. They made it popular.
You think in the last 20 years?
Man, probably the last 15, solid years that these young rappers got. They made it okay.
I got you. So they created.
They created it. They created that word. Man, if you go to some of these parties, man, you listen to these white guys using that word. I mean, because some of their buddies is black, so they feel like they can use instead of their black friends checking them and saying, "Hey, oh, yo, you my guy," but that word is not for you to use. You gotta check them.
So how do you change the recourse?
You can't. It's to the point now where it's okay. Perfect example. They'll never ever combat homelessness. They let it get so out of control.
And it's systemic.
They let it get so out of control. How do you go back and reverse 30 and 40 years of letting people just sleep on the streets or whatever? Now it's so out of control. What do you do?
Yeah. But
how do you fix it?
Well, yeah.
It's the same thing with the N-word. These youngsters been using that word, man. They made it so comfortable for their friends and their white counterparts and the Latino counterparts to use it. They don't even and listen, the young millennials and the young Latinos and whites that use it, they don't even know the history behind that word. None of them has probably went back and researched the black history of slavery and how that word was used. Yeah. They just use it because they hear it and they think it's cool. Yeah. We use it in a whole different. I'm talking about my generation. Yeah. My generation, people. Oh, that's my nigga. That's my nigga. I love it. I love it. I love it. You gotta know how to. I love it.
I don't love it. I never have.
There's a lot of people that don't. That's black.
Yeah,
but I love it. I ain't gonna. I got to keep it a buck.
Yeah, and I stopped. Really just kind of like, giving in to hearing it on a regular because I just felt like, it for us as black men and women, it was a term of endearment. It was to show the connection and the love that we have for each other. And we do use it properly. We do, because it's not derogatory.
No.
In our usage.
When I hear
it's just a derogatory term.
Man, come here, nigga. I mean, I don't take it as an insult. I don't take it as hey, don't call me, because I know that you're not using it the way that Massa used it back, a couple hundred years ago, or in the 50s when they had Jim Crow. I know it's not coming at me like that.
And then I think in the pen, it was a hot word, meaning that was the red button.
Right.
That was like, oh,
it's time to go to war.
Exactly, because it was instantaneously projected as racism, the Hispanics against the blacks. Because amongst them, they're using the word in a negative sense towards us, and vice versa. If the brothers are together and they inside, I've never been in an institution like that. I've never, but just listening to the history of it and those who have come out of that system, they're like, hey, you want something to pop off? Use that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you another.
And it's cracking.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you another word that chaps my hide, just like nigger. I hate it when white people, Asians, Mexicans, I hate when they call me brother. I hate it.
Well, I think they're saying it. I think they're only.
You ain't my brother.
True, but I think they're saying it in the sense that you're the brother. You are brother.
You not my brother though. Don't you can't use that word for me.
I got you.
Like, oh, hey brother.
So that's how.
Hey bro.
But
I don't like it.
Right.
Just like you don't like it. I don't like it.
So that's like using the N-word.
I don't like it
to you too. Then.
I don't like it because the way I look at it is, for me, they're using it in a mitigating form.
So you think they're being?
I'd rather for you to say
sarcastic.
Not even sarcastic, but I think they think that it's cool to say, hey, my brother. Look, dude, they're using it because they think that he's black, he's a brother.
Right. They're using it because
I don't like it. Just like you don't like the N-word. Now, that word I don't like coming at me from another. Know what I tell them when they say it?
What?
I say, hey, I don't like that word, man. My name is this, that, and the other. Okay. Call me that. I don't like when they call me brother. Hey, okay brother. Okay. Hey, brother. Now, if I hear it come from an older Latino guy or white guy. It's the way that it comes out where you know, okay, this dude's been around black people his whole life.
Yeah, I think they're recognizing
You know,
too. I think, and I could be wrong,
But I don't want
could be
Lindsey
different.
Graham or Donald Trump. Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Because I know where it's coming from.
I
It's
got
coming
you.
from, it's
I
a
got
negative connotation behind, the brother. It's kind of mitigating who I am. Just ask me my name and say my name.
Yeah, I got you because I hear that a lot. Different circles, especially
Hey, bro,
in the
I don't
religious circle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of our Christian brothers that are in South Central,
Okay.
and we have some African American pastors that are with our alliance, and those are our brothers. So you're right. It's the context.
It's the way that you
it's
do
the
it.
context.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
Right.
but I think I don't consider the term brother from another race as offensive as I do the N-word.
I do.
From another race.
Because it's almost like it can slip off their tongue. It's like saying nigga.
It
It's
might
like
be-
saying
it
in their
might be
minds
a
like, oh,
substitute. It might be the substitute.
Hey, nigga. But they know that they gonna get punched in the face.
Right.
But if they hey brother.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Oh,
now you my brother. No. Yeah, I hate the word.
So you don't like?
I don't like. Hey, bro. I hate it.
Okay. So
That word.
Okay.
I hate it.
So
Bro. Hey, bro. You ain't my bro.
Right.
Ask me my name and call
So-
me my name.
contextually, it matters.
Yeah.
And then like you said earlier, you emphasized, it depends on who it's coming from.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on who it's coming from
Right.
and the way.
What about a female?
Female what?
What if a Caucasian female call you brother or refer to you as my nig?
You
or
know,
whatever?
I've had a lot of confrontations with white women, and when I use the word confrontation, I don't mean a physical confrontation. Well, I've had some and I've never really heard them.
Use the term brother.
They're more careful about the way they speak than that white boy and that white man.
Okay.
Because believe it or not, a lot of those white women, believe it or not, they were raised to dislike black people. Their white fathers told them,
Of course.
"Don't bring this nigga home,"
Yeah.
and said all kind of bad things about
Of course.
us. But in their
Women
but
too,
in
though.
yeah, but
Their
in their
moms
but in
be-
their mind,
Yeah.
they curious about. Let me just say something and lay this on the line. Every race of women is curious about a black man.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. Whether you're white, Latina, whatever your parents had told you, whatever, they're still curious about that black man.
Some are totally turned off though, because of
Right.
how they were taught.
Right.
I've asked many, and I mean many, white women,
Uh-huh.
have they ever dated a black man?
Right,
and
right.
They said no.
Yeah, of course.
So that lets you know that's not their preference, and it could have easily been taught to them.
yes.
How you gonna be a local Caucasian woman, close to the inner cities, close to the diversity cities, and never
Easy.
and you over here
Easy.
52,
Easy.
51?
Easy. They never left out of their bubble. They've never left out of Hermosa Beach or Manhattan Beach or Redondo
But didn't you
Beach.
go to
They went to
college?
UCLA or USC. It what and they stuck to their own.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
Because I found that very different. How you
Not for me.
You grew up in a community, or you, let's just say, of course, you grew up in a predominantly community that looked like you, but you went to schools, you cheerleaded against schools, you went to college, and you saw these African American athletes, and it's like, okay, my preference is not blacks because I can't bring them back to my community because my family is not going to accept it.
Listen, man,
Is that it?
their parents and especially their grandparents
Yeah.
taught them that, and I don't want to use the word taught them to hate us, but taught them that blackie is a no-no.
Don't fool with them.
Come on, dude. 1982, we pull up to Maricosta High School. They talking about niggas go home.
Yeah, I remember that. You was a ninth grader.
Niggas go home.
Yeah, I remember that.
The teachers ain't said one word.
Right.
Quieted down. They in there. Niggas go home.
Right.
We tore they butt up too on the field.
I remember that.
So this is just like in the 80s. This is Maricosta High School.
Yeah, we went up to Mariless, and it was very similar.
Yeah.
Up in PV.
Yeah, man.
Up
Dude,
in them hills.
Listen, man. They live in their bubble, and they don't go outside their bubble. Half those women that you say that, like you said, you don't get it. Dude, they don't even. They've never been to South Central. They've never been to
Okay.
them. They think Inglewood is the ghetto.
Okay, let me ask you this then, and I'm still in the subject.
Okay.
But why they dig in Jordan and
Because
Iverson?
Because they not
and,
black to them.
You know, and Magic.
They not black to them.
Why are they willing to
Because they're
date them?
because to them they're up here, and they look at them as
different.
they look at them as like, oh, well, they're black, but they're not really black. And then because they have attained some status.
Okay.
And everybody, you know, they get them excited, and they're watching them play, and so for them, they lose thought.
So the community will accept somebody like a Magic
They're gonna accept him to a certain degree. In their mind, he's still a nigga, but they gonna accept him more than they gonna accept the dude that's, you know, hey, where you work at? Or I drive for MTA.
Right.
They ain't going for that.
I got you.
But for a Magic and a Jordan and a LeBron, these guys are black, but they're not black to them. You know, they're more socially accepted. You know, and that's just that's how they look at it, and it's sad.
Status,
Yeah,
privilege.
it's sad because if it wasn't for black people, it wouldn't be any exciting basketball or football or anything like that.
Yeah.
The majority of the sport, basketball and football, you know, it's 75% black.
Yeah, music.
It's way more than 50.
Yeah, it's way more than 50,
Yeah.
especially in football.
You know, I mean, you have to understand that white America has been, they've had the blindfolds on for so long. You know, just in the 1960s, man, in the 50s, there were artists music that I heard as a little kid, and I got older, I didn't even know they was black because they wouldn't put them on the covers back in the 50s in the city because
That's true.
whites wouldn't buy the record if it was a black face on the album cover. So they had to just not put them on the album cover. And that's just kind of how it was.
So, would you say, in this day and time, and what you've learned now, that we perpetuate as black people a stigma that needs to change, but because we perpetuate it, society continues to embrace it and blow it up. Like you said, the last 10 or 15 years with people using the N-word, and now they made it saucy and cool, and now everybody feel like, well, I'm listening to the music, I'm just saying what he's saying.
And you
Because they sat in the Uber backseat just,
I know.
no. I was like,
And you have to, and another thing too, you have to understand, when these young black artists write these records,
yeah.
they not writing it for them. But they're the one that's buying it. So that's the reason why they're using the N-word and this, that, and the other. Because they're not writing it for white America or Latinas or Asians. They're writing what they know. And they thinking that, you know, this music is only going to go towards the black
culture.
community, our culture.
Yeah, this is our
But
culture.
then they look up, like Lil Wayne, the majority of his audience is like 80% other.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what he's gravitated to.
He was huge in Asia.
I'm telling you.
Amsterdam, Germany.
So they're the ones that's listening to this music. They're singing.
They know it. They know it, man.
Let me tell you something. I had a white woman in my car one time. She's from Palos Verdes, our age. She knew every single lyric to Ice Cube's song.
Yeah.
She's like, you got any Tupac?
I've had 'em
I'm
too,
like, well,
yeah.
Tupac?
Yeah, I've had
I
them
thought
too.
you want to listen to some Tom Jones. Or I got some Tom Jones and some... Oh, no, I want Tupac.
Yeah. I've had them request a lot.
Yeah.
That guy that you had told me about a long time ago, he's from Memphis.
Yo Gotti?
Yeah. Man, and these young ladies were literally Caucasian.
Yeah.
And they was Yo Gotti,
Yeah.
Future,
And all those guys.
and they got the dirty
Dude,
lyrics.
But that's what I'm saying. So they get home amongst each other.
Okay.
They're singing it. Sometimes the word slips out. They start feeling more comfortable using it. But my thing is, you can't use that word. Just because we use it doesn't give you the green light. You don't hear us walking around calling people rednecks, hey Whitey,
Yeah.
you know, hey Peckerwood,
Yeah.
you know, we singing this with Peck. Come on, dude. We know how to draw that line. They don't know how to draw that line. And you have to know. And then the youngsters got to check them like they little white friends. Like, hey, check it out, dude. You my
Not
boy.
you. Yeah.
But,
Can't use it.
yeah. No, you can't use that word, Brian. You can't use that word.
Because, you know, Justin Bieber, I've heard him, you know, because, you know, he got some brothers that he run with. You know, before he, you know, had the meltdown.
Yeah.
But he's even used that phrase.
Yeah.
You know, these are his partners, you
Yeah.
know. And I don't know, I just thought that, you know, by us seeing what our ancestors went through, that we, you know, should, you know, refrain from just, you know, loosely, you know, glorifying that name.
I love it.
You know,
My nigga.
like Oprah was saying it. She was like, you know, like, can we like avoid using the N-word?
She say that now, but she probably at home up there in Santa Barbara using the word. Her and Gail. Man, knock it off. I mean, and you're right. I know what you're saying in terms of that word and how it's been used. But I'm telling you, man, I don't want to quote who it was, but I think it was. I want to say it was Shannon Sharp, but I don't want to quote it.
Yeah,
but it was somebody. They love it. They love the word because I'm telling you, man. When that word is used, I mean, if something, man, that's my nigga. That means that you really love this guy. You're not using it in a negative way.
Right.
You know, I don't walk around using that word. That word don't slip out of my mouth when other is around me.
Oh.
Because I'm much more mature and I'm much more savvy than that. It ain't gonna slip out like that.
Okay.
You know, but white America, Latino. I mean, I listen. I've heard the word, like you said. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I love the word, but then I hate hearing it from the others. I'm thinking like, dude, you don't have the right to use that word. I don't have the right to call you a wetback. I don't have the right to call you a peckerwood. I don't have the right to call you a redneck. Even though I hear you guys calling each other that, I'm not gonna jump on that ship and start calling you that name.
Because honestly, I've never heard Spanish people just use that word.
You what word? Nigga?
Yeah. No, really, I mean.
Oh, I always. They the main ones.
Yeah, I never really heard them.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude, they the main ones. They the main ones who use the word a lot. They'll use it right around, you know, they use it all. And see, this is what they think. They think it's cool because they calling each other. I mean, homie. And that's what I'm saying. They're uneducated on what that word really means. They need to go back and look at the history of that word. But make them watch Roots for a good month.
But, you know, I still think as long as we are using it and glorifying it, society will never, like, back off of it.
But you gotta tell,
because it's almost like we've accepted.
But you gotta tell the rappers to quit using it. It ain't us.
Yeah.
It ain't like it's not the lay people like us that got regular 9 to 5s or whatever. We're on our job using it. It's not really us. It's more so they ain't like white America. They ain't gonna tell you. But when they get in their little BMWs or whatever, they got Tupac on.
Catch them all the time in traffic.
I'm telling you,
Drake.
Knowing
Tupac.
every word. Right. So
the hard rap.
Dude, I know.
Future.
But they're not gonna tell you that.
I was like,
that's what
you can listen to them. You can pull up on them.
I know.
And some of them blowing.
Homie, I didn't put up on them and I look.
They blowing.
And they turn it down. I'm like, don't turn it down. Keep it cranking.
And guess what areas I was in when I was hearing it crank?
Beverly Hills, probably.
Beverly Hills, Westwood.
Man, they be having
the Valley.
I hear it all the time.
I was like,
and the rappers, and they hear the word, you know, nigga, like, you know. Yeah.
Matter of fact,
and then they start singing, so they get accustomed to it. Then they start, dude, that word is for us to use. If we gonna use it, it ain't for you guys to use.
Right.
But somewhere the lines got blurred with them.
Yeah. I was leaving the studio one evening, and there was a guy in the gutter lane, and we had the light on 190th. Man, he had it cranking. Hey, both, because you use it like in an SUV. Man,
Both back windows down.
Cranking
Yeah,
it.
and he put it on 30.
Yeah, man, I think he was playing like Lil Baby. I was like, he over here pumping it. So I know other races really dig music. You know, music is universal.
It is.
You know, I mean, hey, it is what it is, and I'm not knocking anybody's preference. I'm really not. I'm not, you know, and neither are you. We're not, you know, projecting racism, you know, or, you know, we're definitely not advocating it.
Right.
You know, we're not advocating racism or anything. It's just that was something that, you know, I think people need to go deeper into. How do you feel about the use of the N-word?
Right.
Do you have a bias about it? Do you have, you know, a logical explanation as to, you know, and like you were saying, he was like, hey, that's a term of endearment for me.
And do you use it?
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and how do you feel? How would you feel? And, you know, this is to the audience. How would you feel if someone outside of your race, you know, used it?
And it's so funny because I can remember when Charlie was about maybe 7 or 6 or 7. And she would always hear me use the word, you know. And she'd be like, Dad, you can't say that. You got to say my ninja.
Okay.
So they even got the kids editing what
My
they
ninja.
should say or whatever.
Because
You know.
it's
And I do it to her now. Hey, what's up, my ninja?
right.
She loves it. She
Right.
loves it.
Right.
She loves it.
Right. I know a lot of people that use
What's up, my
ninja.
ninja?
Yeah, I know a lot of people. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm sorry, bro. A lot of that's a hard word to swallow, dude.
It's a hard word to swallow.
But the way we use it towards each other is
It's way
a
different,
term of
man.
endearment.
It's way different.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like it's showing love.
It ain't like, hey, nigger, what are you doing driving that fancy car?
Right? No, it's not like
Versus like, oh, damn, my nigga. Woo, nigga, that's wet.
that. Right?
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. And white America don't understand that. They don't understand our lingo and the way that we talk to each other.
Yeah,
because the way we talk to each other, we're not going to talk to you like that on our job.
Yeah.
Because we get fired.
Of course. Of course.
You know.
Yeah. No. Man, another hot, interesting topic. You know, we should get some real good feedback. From just, you know, talking about this, because there is a sense of understanding, and then there should be a form of censorship,
Right.
in using the word. I know for many years they've been trying to get us as African Americans not to use the word to avoid other people feeling that comfortable using it.
But they should know better.
You know, but
We know better.
They don't care.
We know better.
Yeah, but that's like a low key way
Of using it. Exactly. Like the bruh thing. Hey, bro. Hey, brother. It's the same thing. It's a low key way of calling me a nigga. You know. I love it.
I'm referring it to.
Come on, man.
You know. So I mean, again, great topic. It's worth exploring. If you guys want to comment and you know, tap into the link, you're more than welcome to. We're generating, you know, real conversations on real subjects that we have encountered, we are encountering, or even will encounter, and you're more than welcome to chime in on this. Also, another thing that was expressed to me, and I want to just kind of throw it out to you before you close, we're going to get some call-ins.
Okay.
We're going to start, you know, actually having some call-ins.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And then we get their perception right here.
In real time.
In real time.
Okay.
In real time. And then that way...
yeah, that's cool. We can do that. Yeah.
Because sometimes we're not able to get people into the studio right away, and we be having some really, you know, we need that other view.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
I just kind of wanted to throw that to you, just
Okay.
to let you know. You can have some people on speed dial.
Right.
You know, and once we get going, and you say, hey, we're gonna, and you know, it's live, it's real time.
Put them on speaker,
We
put them
listen
on
to
live.
them,
Right.
you know, the phone ring and all that. And then you'll be engaged too. So I want to say thanks again to the Coalesce Group, to Fruit Off the Vine, Clothing Apparel, For little girls, I just want to put that plug in there that we're going to really start pushing some product, from this particular project that we're on. And I just want to say again, thank you for following us. Remember, like, subscribe, and share, and let people know that we're on. I'm going to give it over to Charlie Mack. Let him close us out.
Thank you guys for staying tuned with us. If you guys enjoyed the topic, or if you enjoyed other topics that we've talked about, like Cam was saying, don't have a problem with, don't be shy about making a comment, or if you have any suggestions about another topic we need to talk about, go ahead and do that. This was only my opinion about, using that word. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. I use it 50 times in the morning to make my teeth white. Nigga, 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 nigga. I love the word when it's used in the right way. So take those seatbelts off, guys. The ride is over. And then again, we don't own the right to this music. Peace and love.
Peace.